Hello everybody and welcome to Work To Game. My name's Brian and in this guide we're going to be breaking down the Chaos Normal Boss Raid fight. As you can see here in this guide, we've already kind of broken up a couple of different sections of the level and we've marked them A, B, C, and D. This is just to help give you a good perspective of where your tank is and where to go in case you need to call it out. Also, we've gone ahead and marked the 2 tanks and the 2 healers. This fight features several stacking mechanics and you want to divide up in teams of 4, each with their own tank and healer respectively. This is just going to help your healers and your tanks be able to get together as best as possible. Now I'm going to leave it up to you and your team as to which 4 go to which area, but for the most part it's pretty easy and straightforward. This team didn't really get it the first time, but we were able to recover, and the second time it worked like a charm. On one note, I have seen Chaos go into 2 different types of mechanics from the start. So you're going to see what he does for the most part, but just keep in mind that he's either going to go center or he's going to do some kind of basically line AoE. So for tanks and healers, Chaotic Dispersion is the tank buster. He's going to do a big charge. You can try to get out of the way. I haven't ever been able to successfully do that. I find that I'm able to burn all of my cooldowns and they're going to be back before the next Chaotic Dispersion, so just feel free to make sure you get a good balance of this. Work with your healers and mitigate through it and you'll be just fine. His next ability, Latitudinal Implosion, is going to put down AoE effects. All you need to do is just get ready to move out of the one whenever it goes off and you'll be just fine. Like I said in the beginning, he has the ability to be able to kind of turn the ring into a circle or turn it into a rectangle. In this case, for this video, he did a circle. Here you can see various AoE markers going out, and as the party wants to spread out so you're not stacking people up for unnecessary damage. Now here's where he's doing knockdown. This is the 2 stacking mechanics AoE I mentioned in the beginning. Obviously you can see that if people go and double stack, it's going to make an easy wipe of the situation. However, the tanks stack up and we go ahead and operate just the way that we kind of described it in the beginning of the video. The best thing is we were able to recover from this, and you can see that he puts down more AoE damages. Here you'll see these various orbs. You can't actually run into them, so just dodge the AoEs and you'll be just fine. Once the circle goes away, you can go ahead and return to tanking them as normal. His other area of effect here is Cyclone. This is going to put a big tornado in the center of the ring, and it's also going to do a pushback. He's then going to use an ability called Damning Edict. This is going to be a huge knockback, will knock you off the level. Because so many people were down, he targeted me, but this can easily target anywhere else in the room, and that's why I recommend that as a tank and as the rest of the team, you go ahead and stack up in one of the 4 corners marked with a letter. We got lucky, he focused in on me, and we were able to kind of easily get by this. Now the knockback is going to repeat, so just be sure that you're in a corner and giving yourself plenty of room. Meanwhile, the DPS and healers are going to have to deal with other raid-wide mechanics, so just look for knockdown and then big bang running out of those circles. You want to pull those away, and then you want to be able to return back to the group. So just keep that in mind, and also avoid standing in the center of the ring. That's going to put out lots of damage. Now here's where the orbs come back, and the tanks can pick up the orbs via the tether line. It's recommended you just go ahead, as long as your life is good enough, just go ahead and eat the damage and go ahead and move on. So here we come to his big bad move. This is going to be a heal check. We've seen this mechanic before, healers heal up, and at this point we're going to see dark crystals. You're going to see lots of AoE stacking mechanics here, so just try to make sure you spread out. Then you're going to see these donuts being released around players. People didn't seem to move, so I went ahead and ran out to the side, but it's just advisable for everybody to stack up, and you're going to avoid the damage that way and continue to put out damage on the dark crystal. It's important that you burn this down before it hits maximum. You will not survive it, and in this case I'd recommend, if you're falling short, go ahead and limit break. So mad props to the DPS who went ahead and saved our lives with a very necessary limit break. Alright, so we've made it to the halfway point of the fight. While his life is at 67%, we can still make lots of progress. Here we're seeing his tank buster again, so again, go ahead and mitigate through it, and you're going to be just fine. This is where he uses Tsunami and turning the ring into that rectangle I said before. And this is where mechanics stack up, so again, go ahead and stack up your donuts and you'll be just fine through all the various water moves. He's going to do that a couple of times. Not everybody is marked, so just be sure you're not standing in bad when that happens. For knockdown, let the players remove it to the back of the level, because essentially Big Bang seems to be somewhat tied to that, and that way the AoEs are further in the back. Then we're going to see various mechanics repeat, like the orbs. Fiendish orbs are back. Tank, just pick up the tethers, and that way you can mitigate the damage if necessary. Healers, just be ready to heal up as we go from there. So now he's going to do Earthquake. This is going to put in the back of a room just kind of a big bad spot of damage that's going to be outputted. And then he's going to also do a room-wide knockback. stack up on the tank at this point. The longitudinal implosion, so there's going to be lots of moving and you're only going to have half the ring to work with. Here's an example of us doing a good job splitting the damage for the stacks. You can see groups of 4 ends up being very helpful. And then you'll see Big Bang again, but a little bit different. It's not going to be as large and it's going to just take part of the different groups there. Here you'll see the orbs come in and do various line AoEs, so just try to get out of that and avoid the damage. So he does a few varieties on mechanics that you've seen already. This is just going to be kind of a mixed bag and see what he does. I've seen him do a couple different things in a couple different orders each time I fought him, but for the most part, that is what you need to know. This is the tips and tricks. Hopefully this guide has been helpful. Hopefully you found something good to take with it, and hopefully this makes it getting your clears so much easier. Anyway, for Work To Game, my name's Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you got any questions or comments, leave them leave them down below. But with that, I'll leave you to your rating. I wish you a happy patch 4.4. I hope you get a lot out of this content. But until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.